Welcome to Wheelock's Latin, Chapter 11. In this chapter, we learn personal pronouns. In other words, we can finally say he and she. So first, as usual, let's start with some English. In English, the first person pronoun in the singular is I for the subject case and me for the object case. So subject, I like cookies. Direct object, cookies like me. Also the object of prepositions like give a cookie to me, please. In the plural, the first person pronoun is we for the subject case and us for the object case. We like cookies, cookies like us, give cookies to us, please. The second person is the same form for the subject and object, singular and plural. You like cookies, cookies like you. If you really want to distinguish between singular and plural, you can put in something like you all. You all like cookies, cookies like y'all. In the third person, English differentiates between the genders. So in the subject case, he, she, and it. In the object case, him, her, and it. There's also a way to express possession, his, hers, and its. In the plural, there's no differentiation between genders. They is the subject case, them is the object case, so they like cookies, cookies like them, give cookies to them, please. The way to express possession is their. So now let's look at the Latin forms of the pronouns. In the first person, singular, I is ego. You might know this from the English word ego. Genitive mei, of me. Dative mihi, to or for me. Accusative me, me. Ablative me, by, with, or from me. In the plural, we is nos. Nostrum, nostri is of us. Nobis, to or from us, dative. Nos, us, accusative. Nobis, ablative, by, with, or from us. In the second person, singular, the way you say you is to. Tui, of you, genitive. Tibi, dative, to or for you. Te, accusative, you. Te, ablative, by, with, or from you. Unlike English, Latin has completely different forms for the plural. So you all is vos in the subject case, nominative. Vestrum or vestri, of you, genitive. Vobis, dative, to or for you. Vos, accusative, you. And vobis, by, with, or from you. In the nominative case, you will rarely see those pronouns expressed. They're only used when you really want to give emphasis to the subject. Because, as you know, the subject is already known from the verb ending. So, amo is I love. Ego, amo is I love. You put in the ego if you really want to express emphasis on the subject. The genitive, mei, nostrum, tui, and vestrum, is rarely used because instead Romans preferred to use the possessive adjective. We'll look at the forms of the possessive adjective on the last slide. So now let's look at the third person pronoun. As in English, the Latin differentiates between the masculine, feminine, and neuter. So English, he, she, it. Latin, masculine, is, he. Feminine, ea, she. Neuter, id, it. All three genders have the same form for the genitive, eis. Of him, of her, of it. All three have the same form for the dative, ei. To, for, him, her, it. You'll notice that this follows the pattern that we learned in the chapter 9 for the personal pronouns, where the dative singular ends in the long I. Accusative, eam, eam, id. As always, the neuter accusative is identical to the neuter nominative. So eam, him, eam, her, and id is it. In the ablative, eo, ea, eo. By, with, or from him, her, and it. In the plural, ei, or an alternative form, ii, ei, and ea. means they, or they. In the genitive, eorum, earum, eorum, of them, of them, of them. Dative, eis, 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 to or for them. Accusative, eos, eas, ea. As usual, the accusative neuter plural is identical to the neuter nominative plural. Means them, them. And lastly, the ablative, eis, 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 by, with, or from them. So you'll notice that in the plural, it's very regular pattern of a stem of an E plus the first and second declension endings for masculine, feminine, and neuter. So just like the first and second person pronouns, the third person pronouns, you rarely use the nominative. You only use it when you really want to emphasize the subject. The genitive, unlike the first and second person pronouns, is used commonly. So if you want to say his book, you use this pronoun eus, liber eus. So on that note, let's look at using the personal pronoun versus using the possessive adjective. So there's a genitive pronoun in the first person singular, mei, of me. But instead of saying the book of me, Romans preferred to use the possessive adjective, which is meus, mea, meum, my. It's a regular 2-1-2 adjective and declines as such. So meus liber, my book, mea soror, my sister, and meum donum, my gift. Here I'm giving you only the nominative singular of each of the three genders. You should know that these decline in all cases, singular and plural, as is appropriate to the use of the noun and adjective in the sentence. For the first person plural, of us, nostrum, nostri, the pronoun, the Romans preferred to use the possessive adjective instead, which is noster, nostra, nostrum, our. So, noster liber, our book, nostra soror, our sister, nostrum donum, our gift. The genitive pronoun of the singular second person, tui, of you. Instead, the Romans preferred to use the possessive adjective your, tuus So, tuus liber, your book, tuus soror, your sister, tuum donum, your gift. In the plural, vestrum, vestri, of you is the pronoun, but the possessive adjective, which the Romans preferred to use, is vester, vestra, vestrum, your. So, vester liber, your book, where we're talking about multiple yous, you plural, the book of you plural. Your book, vestra soror, your sister, again I'm talking to two people or more, and vestrum donum, your gift, I'm talking to two people or more. Tuum donum, your gift, just talking to one person. And then lastly, you just learned that the genitive pronoun in the third person is eis, whether we're talking about masculine, feminine, or neuter. It literally means of him, of her, of it, but there is no possessive adjective that is the equivalent of his, hers, its. So in English, you can translate eis as his, hers, or its. As I mentioned, there is no possessive adjective equivalent for his, hers, and its. So instead, we will use eis. See you next time.